Detroit was buzzing. The Lions were back. Today was the day. The Packers were in town. Ford Field was ready. Fans poured in, blue and silver everywhere. Hope filled the air. This was more than a game. It was a statement. The Lions were contenders. Jason Harper was the leader. He had the city on his shoulders. Today they would roar. The noise was deafening, 70,000 strong. The stadium was alive, pulsating with energy. Every seat was filled and the air was thick with anticipation. The fans had been waiting for this moment all season, and now it was finally here. The atmosphere was electric, a tangible force that seemed to vibrate through the very structure of Ford Field, a sea of Honolulu blue and silver. The colors were everywhere, from the jerseys to the face paint to the flags that waved proudly in the air. It was a visual symphony of team spirit and loyalty. The fans were more than just spectators. They were a crucial part of the game, the 12th man on the field. Their energy fed the players, driving them to push harder, run faster, and hit stronger. The Lions took the field. They moved with purpose, their faces set in expressions of grim determination. This was more than just a game, it was a battle, a test of wills. The players knew that they carried the hopes and dreams of an entire city on their shoulders. As they ran onto the field, the roar of the crowd grew even louder, a wall of sound that seemed to lift them up and propel them forward. A roar erupted. This was their house. The fans were on their feet, screaming, shouting, and waving their arms. The players responded in kind, pumping their fists and shouting back. It was a symbiotic relationship, a feedback loop of energy and excitement. The noise was so loud that it was almost a physical presence, a living thing that filled the stadium and spilled out into the night. The Packers looked on. They felt the pressure. They could see the intensity in the eyes of the Lions players, and they could hear the deafening roar of the crowd. It was a hostile environment, and they knew that they were in for a tough fight. The tension was palpable, a tightrope stretched to its breaking point. Every player on the Packers sideline could feel it, a weight pressing down on them, making it hard to breathe. This was a hostile crowd. Detroit was ready for war. The fans were not just there to watch, they were there to participate, to be a part of the action. Their faces were set in expressions of fierce determination, their eyes locked onto the field. They were ready to do whatever it took to help their team win. This was their city, their team, and they were not going to let anyone take it from them. Flags waved, signs held high. The fans were a sea of blue and silver, a living, breathing testament to the power of team spirit. They held up signs with messages of support and encouragement, waving them high for the players to see. The flags fluttered in the air, a visual representation of the pride and passion that filled the stadium. It was a sight to behold, a moment that would be remembered for years to come. The energy was electric. Every fan believed. There was a sense of inevitability in the air, a feeling that this was the moment they had all been waiting for. The fans were united in their belief that this was their time, their year. They cheered with all their might, their voices blending together into a single powerful force. It was a moment of pure, unadulterated joy, a celebration of everything that it meant to be a fan of the Detroit Lions. This was the year. This was the game. The fans could feel it in their bones, a deep, unshakable certainty that this was their time. They had waited for so long, endured so many disappointments, but now, finally, it was all coming together. The anticipation was almost unbearable, a tension that built and built until it seemed like it would explode. But through it all, there was a sense of hope, a belief that this was the moment they had been waiting for. The Lions could feel it. Time to make history. The players huddled together, their faces set in expressions of fierce determination. They knew what was at stake, and they were ready to give it their all. This was their moment, their chance to make history. They could feel the weight of the city's hopes and dreams on their shoulders, but they were ready to carry it. They were ready to fight, to give everything they had, to leave it all on the field. This was their time, and they were not going to let it slip away. The Lions and Packers, a storied rivalry. Bad blood ran deep. For decades, these two teams have battled it out on the gridiron, each game more intense than the last. The fans, the players, the coaches, everyone knows what's at stake when these two teams meet. It's not just a game, it's a war. The history between them is filled with unforgettable moments, dramatic comebacks, and heartbreaking losses. Every time they face off, It's a spectacle that captures the attention of the entire football world. Green and gold against Honolulu blue. The colors alone evoke a sense of pride and passion. The Green Bay Packers, with their storied history and legendary players, stand as one of the most successful franchises in NFL history. On the other side, the Detroit Lions, a team with a rich history of its own, always looking to prove themselves and make their mark. The fans, decked out in their team colors, bring an energy to the stadium that is palpable. The roar of the crowd, the chants, the cheers, it all adds to the electric atmosphere. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers legend, known for his incredible arm strength, pinpoint accuracy and ability to make plays under pressure, Rodgers is a quarterback who can change the course of a game in an instant. His leadership on the field is unmatched, and his experience in high-stakes games makes him a formidable opponent. Every snap, every throw, every decision he makes is crucial. The Lions know that to win, they have to find a way to contain him, a task easier said than done. Jason Harper, the young gun. This was their duel. Harper, a rising star for the Lions, has shown flashes of brilliance throughout the season. His speed, agility, and football IQ make him a dangerous weapon on the field. He's young, but he's fearless, ready to take on any challenge that comes his way. This game is a chance for him to prove himself on the biggest stage, to show that he belongs among the elite. The pressure is on, but Harper thrives under pressure. Alex Torres, the Lions star receiver, he was ready. Torres has been a standout player all season, making clutch catches and big plays when his team needed them most. His chemistry with Harper is undeniable, and together they form a dynamic duo that can wreak havoc on any defense. Torres' ability to find open space and make difficult catches look easy makes him a constant threat. The Packers' defense will have their hands full trying to keep him in check. A threat on every play. The Packers knew it. The Lions' offense is loaded with talent, and every player on the field is capable of making a game-changing play. The Packers' defense will need to be at their best, staying disciplined and focused on every snap. One mistake, one missed assignment, and the Lions could capitalize in a big way. It's a chess match, with each team trying to outsmart the other, looking for any advantage they can find. This game would be decided on the field. All the preparation, all the strategy, all the talk, it all comes down to what happens between the lines. The players know it, the coaches know it, and the fans know it. Every play, every drive, every quarter will be a battle. The intensity will be off the charts, and the margin for error will be razor thin. Both teams are hungry for a win, and neither will back down. It's a clash of titans, and only one will emerge victorious. May the best team win. In the end, it's about more than just the final score. It's about the effort, the heart, the determination. It's about leaving everything on the field and respecting the game and each other. Win or lose, both teams will have given their all, and that's what makes this rivalry so special. The Lions and Packers will continue to clash, and each game will add another chapter to their storied history, but for now it's time to play. Let the game begin. The whistle blew. The game was on. Harper dropped back. He found Torres. Touchdown Lions. The crowd went wild. Ford Field shook. The Lions drew first blood. The Packers answered. Rodgers was in control, but the Lions' defense held strong. The first half was a battle. Back and forth they went. At halftime, the score was tied. The tension was building. The second half began. Rodgers was on fire. He picked apart the Lions' defense. The Packers took the lead. The crowd was nervous. Could the Lions recover? Harper looked calm. He knew what to do. He rallied his team. The Lions had to answer. The pressure was on. This was their moment. Time to shine. Section 6, back and forth, a battle for the ages. The game went down to the wire. It was a clash of titans, a showdown that had been anticipated for weeks. Fans from both sides had filled the stadium, their energy palpable, their excitement infectious. The atmosphere was electric, charged with the hopes and dreams of thousands. Every play mattered, every yard a struggle. The players gave it their all, leaving everything on the field. Each tackle, each pass, each run was executed with precision and determination. The sweat and grit were visible on their faces, a testament to their dedication and hard work. The coaches on the sidelines shouted instructions, their voices barely audible over the roar of the crowd. The lead changed hands again and again. The crowd was on the edge of their seats. With every play, the momentum shifted and the fans' emotions swung like a pendulum. Cheers erupted with every successful play, while groans of disappointment followed every setback. The tension in the air was thick, almost tangible, as everyone watched with bated breath. Neither team could pull away. The tension was unbearable. The scoreboard reflected the closeness of the contest, with neither team able to establish a comfortable lead. Timeouts were called, strategies were discussed, and players huddled together, drawing strength from each other. The pressure was immense, but so was the determination to win. The clock ticked down. The fourth quarter arrived. As the final quarter began, the stakes were higher than ever. The players knew that this was their last chance to make a difference, to leave their mark on the game. The sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the field, adding to the drama of the moment. The crowd's anticipation reached a fever pitch. This was it, the moment of truth. The final play would determine the outcome of the game. The players lined up, their faces set with determination. The ball was snapped and time seemed to slow down. Every movement, every decision was crucial. And then, in a heartbeat, it was over. The crowd erupted in cheers and tears as one team celebrated their hard-fought victory while the other faced the agony of defeat. This was truly a battle for the ages, a game that would be remembered for years to come. Section 7, the final quarter tension reaches fever pitch. The score was tied, 5 minutes left. The tension was palpable. Every play a battle, every tackle a roar from the crowd. The Lions had the ball, Harper took control. He marched them down the field, first down, another first down. The crowd was going crazy. Could they do it? Section 8, Harper's heroics, a drive for the history books. Harper dropped back. He saw Torres open in the end zone. He threw a perfect spiral. Touchdown Lions! The crowd erupted. Ford Field shook to its core. The Packers had no answer. The clock ran out. The Lions had won. They had done it. A victory for the ages. Section 9. Victory. The final whistle blew. The crowd went wild. The Lions had defeated the Packers. Harper was the hero. He raised his arms in victory. The celebration began. Detroit had earned this win. The city erupted in joy. This was their moment. The Lions were back.